What is it about the rose that symbolizes multiple things? A rose can symbolize many things. Just to prime two examples of what it means to me. Love and hope. And this rose will belong to that beautiful Asian someday. But you know what? We're not here to talk about my chances. We're not here to even talk about the rose. We're here to talk about something that just turns this rose from a bright red into black in a second. And that's how I feel. Because I've seen some good films, and I've seen some films that I've seen in review that just pissed me off and made me say, fuck this movie. Because these movies were fucking horrible upon any circumstances that I've seen. I'm Mr. Garrison, and I'm here to give you all my top 15 worst films of 2016. But before we even get into number 15, I got a couple dishonorable mentions that I need to tell you all that didn't cut, and I want to give out my guilty pleasure of the year. So anyways, my dishonorable mentions are Mother's Day, Norm of the North, The Fifth Wave, Blair Witch, Gods of Egypt, and The Choice. Now, as for my guilty pleasure film of the year, it is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny. But anyways, let us begin. Alright, number 15. This is a film that actually had an interesting concept of what it was trying to do, of, you know, a book, pretty much centering around a book and reality factor all in one setting. But you know what, the concept of how this was supposed to be presented failed miserably. The only good performance was Michael Shannon and Jake Gyllenhaal. But this is a film that I can't understand what people saw in this movie whatsoever, and it just enraged me so dearly of a situation that wouldn't happen in real life, where clearly a family driving along and a bunch of rednecks come and just pretty much ruin the family's chances. What is there to say about that? All I can tell you is that my number 15 is Nocturnal Animals. Like I said, this film had an interesting concept, but the main character was a fucking bitch. Oh, she aborted her child, she had an abortion with her child, and ruined her first husband's chances. Pretty much, who was a down-to-earth, a regular, civilized guy, and she just pretty much made his life a living hell. Yet she married her second husband, who's a rich millionaire, who was cheating on her. Yet she never loved in the first place. But when it came time to seeing her first husband again, he never showed up. So it makes you expect that you need to feel sorry for her. I don't think so. I'm not falling for that bullshit. Yet the main character has done so much bullshit to her first husband, yet you're expecting us to feel sorry for him. I'm sorry. This film had an interesting concept, but failed miserably. Number 15, Nocturnal Animals. Alright, number 14. This is a film that I originally gave it 1.5 out of 5 to, but you know what? I brought it down to a 1 out of 5 because there was a couple positive aspects that it had, but that has no meaning to a movie that has no plot whatsoever. That's supposed to say, oh, this is exactly what college life is supposed to be about in the 80s. Well, bullshit. A movie called Revenge of the Nerds did it better, and it actually had likable characters and centered around a certain thing that made you like the characters. This movie just has a bunch of characters that have no meaning whatsoever, a bunch of shit that would ever happen in a film anyways, or anything that is believable to an extent. And plus, this movie does not signify the 80s whatsoever. Sing Street did it better. I'm talking about a film called Everybody Wants Some. Holy shit. And plus, this is my most overrated film of the year. I can't understand at all what is it about this film that, you know, folks seem to get a pleasure out of. I can't see it whatsoever because this is a film that, just holy shit. It really has no plot, no likable characters, complete annoyance with that guy, Giles, whatever the fuck his name is. No, I didn't care whatsoever. And the film is just complete bullshit shenanigans. That's all it is. No plot whatsoever, no story. It doesn't center around a certain thing. But yeah, to keep it short and brief, everybody wants some. My number 14. Alright, number 13. Now we're going to talk about a horror film. Now this is a film that, a lot of people have on their best list and say, oh, this film scares the everlasting shit out of me. But when I saw this film, when I saw this film, it was like looking at this toothpick. It was completely blank. But you know what, if you want to talk about that film that was completely blank to me, that had no particular setting to me whatsoever, that had no frightening, nothing scary at all, that was just complete, okay, I'm talking about The Witch. This film was not scary to me whatsoever. And people say, oh, it gives me nightmares. All I got out of it was just, alright. So when's the spooks gonna actually begin? No spooks actually happened. But yeah, the witchcraft itself, they didn't even make the witch look scary at all. There was nothing intimidating, nothing scary, no jump scares, no spooks or nothing that really would make me, feel, scared or wanting to make me shit my pants for all that matters. But yeah, that's all I can really say about The Witch itself. So yeah, number 13 is The Witch. Alright, number 12. This toothpick is really starting to aggravate me a little bit, but you know what? That's fine with me. As for my number 12, this is another horror film, and oh my god. This is a film that I saw at the beginning of the year that started it off for me, and, well actually no, this is one of the first films I saw that started it off for me, and boy, I've never been pissed nor disappointed with a film at all. Especially with its twist, and the characters, and the whole ideal premises of what it was trying to do. It just completely failed, and it was just scares for the sake of scares, and just had no meaning at all. The film was completely boring. I'm talking about The Forest. You got a girl who's off to the suicide forest in Japan to try and find her sister. But you know what? It all ends well. And by the way, fuck you movie for trying to make me hate my love for Asian bays, because you utterly failed a lot. You just made it a complete fuck you to me personally. And plus, fuck you to this movie for its shitty ass twist. Fuck this movie for what it was trying to do. And fuck this movie pretty much altogether for what it was. Complete and utter boredom and disappointment. Number 12, The Forest. We got a long way to go still, because we're not even in the top 10 as of yet, because we just hit number 11. And for this film, when I saw this, I was like, this is CGI galore. Because I went to see this in theaters, and damn. I found the first film, personally, overrated. I would explain, but you know what, I'm not going to bother, because it has no relevance to my feelings for overratedness of the first film. But this is the film that either folks find overrated, or that folks find overrated, or folks, just absolutely hate. And I was one of them, because this film just took the whole meaning of the first film and it just turned it inside out like a prostate. I'm talking about Independence Day Resurgence. This film took everything that the first one meant, and it just, like I said, it just took its hand, it just took its fist, shoved it so far up your ass, grabbed your red-ass prostate, and just turned that fucker inside out. That's exactly what it is, that your prostate is hanging out. That's exactly what this movie did. It turned my asshole inside out. Pulled my prostate right out of my butthole. That's what this did. This movie was just also CGI galore, with so much bullshit that happened that I was like, okay, the first film made it believable. Okay, you know what, I take back for what I said was overrated. I apologize for saying the first Independence Day was overrated. I'm not saying it's overrated anymore because there's no overratedness to it. I take it back at all. But this film, it took what the first film meant, and like I said, it just turned your prostate inside out. CGI galore. The story was a complete utter mess. Same with the characters. And everything that the first movie stood for just turned it, and this one just made it like the first one, look like the first one, a complete embarrassment. Fucking tragic. Independence Day, Resurgence. Alright, number 10. What do we got here? Got a little something right there on the camera. I'm gonna fix that. There's a little shit right there. Alright, number 10. When I saw this movie, I was like, man, this is so fucking pathetic and so unnecessary. It was just unnecessary because the first movie was really good, the second, third, and fourth. Oh man, we just got some overly obnoxious adolescent animals who say bro, bae, or whatever the fuck the modern terms that people use, and it was in this film, and goddamn, man, why isn't this rose black? Because it should be, because this film killed this poor rose here, and it hurt me inside because it pissed me off so bad, and it was just so obnoxious, and it was so unfunny, and it's the worst animated film of the year. I'm talking about Ice Age Collision Course. Let's just move on to number 9. Let's just move on, please. Can we move on to number 9? Please? Let's move on. You know, just go to black screen and play the next song. To feature the next number. Just go. Number 9. I could have described more for the last one, but I couldn't because it just took the words right out of my mouth. And no, it wasn't a hot summer's night. So you know what? Let's just talk about number 9. This one's a comedy, and this is a film that I don't understand. Another film that people say that, oh, I loved it. What's there to love? It was overly obnoxious with so much bullshit that would never happen. And if this ever happened, it would have pissed me off and someone would have gotten hurt. Oh, Nazi dictatorship principle. Oh, I'm so glad that his wife is dead. I would take marijuana and put it in my kid's locker and get her in trouble on purpose, but clearly she's never done nothing wrong. Go to a supermarket and cause obnoxious scenes. Talking so much mad shit in front of my kids and, you know, trying to make them budge and whatnot. And then clearly be like, yeah, he's alright, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and we're not going to go to any council meetings. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to be bad moms. What the fuck? Serious. So yeah, this film was just a complete abomination. You got yourself a principal who does all this bullshit to the mother's kid, then all of a sudden, bam, you have to feel sorry for her in the end? Bullshit. If a principal did this to my kid, I would fucking hurt him. But no, they were like, nah, you're okay, you're cool, we're gonna go on your fancy ass plane that your daddy, that your husband, that your rich ass husband owns, and we're gonna go on and have fun with you. Yeah, so believable movie. You done yourself a good job. Really good job for casting such bullshit. This movie wasn't funny to begin with. So obnoxious. So completely stupid, pathetic, and so much unbelievable crap that happened. Moving on. Number 8. Where do I begin with this one? It's getting a little hot in here. I should probably take this off, but you know what? I'm not going to right now. I'll take the tie off, because the tie was really doing something. But you know what? As a single man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have my own rules. If you want to stay single, just don't go out and see anybody. If that's how you want to stay, if you want to stay single, instead of saying how to be single, don't go out party. Don't go out knocking dudes up and fuck them when they're clearing their relationship. Don't listen to Rebel Wilson either, because she's fucking pathetic to even give you advice for such an abortion of a movie that was just, holy fuck, drives you to the drink. Literally! I'm talking about a film called How to Be Single. You want to know how to be single? Like I said, don't go out and see anybody. Stay home. Watch Hallmark. Eat a bowl of ice cream. There you go. Think about how worthless your life is instead of just going out and partying, drinking booze and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. This movie was so obnoxious, and the main character, who had a, down-to-earth boyfriend, and then she said, oh, I want to be back with you. They said they want to take a break after a while and come back later, see how it would be like they were single. But guess what? When they tried to get back together, meet up, her ex-boyfriend managed to find someone else, even though the boyfriend didn't want to do it in the first place. Guess what? The bitch caused this to herself. She brought upon all this entire gibberish mess upon herself. She tried going in different relationships, but you know what? It never failed because she did bullshit to herself. Such obnoxious characters, such a bullshit type of story. Complete, utter jibber jabber of a mess. Need I say more? Number 7. Super Mario Fan 03, if you're watching this, thank you for giving me your flask. I will give it back to you as soon as I can. Alright. Number 7. Melissa McCarthy played in this movie. Not only was it so mean-spirited, so downgrading and hurtful, so fucking pathetic to the point where you have a slow-motion fight going on between two groups of Girl Scouts trying to sell cookies or treats or whatever, brownies. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck what the treats were. And if you want to talk about a film that does something like that, then all of a sudden she has a relationship and becomes rivals with Peter Dinklage. Then all of a sudden, bam, they have a stupid samurai sword fight that ended up in nothing. Then they got back together after all the bullshit that happened. Yeah. The boss. I want to know what love is. I will never hear that song the same after that. And goddamn, fuck my butthole and call me Suzanne. Because this movie was fucking tragic. It was just a complete utter abomination. This film was not even fun to begin with. So mean-spirited, so hurtful, so pathetic. And, what's her name? Kristen Bell, who's a pretty actress who did great as Veronica Mars. I feel sorry that she had to play in such bullshit like this movie and Bad Moms. I feel so sorry for her. She had to play in these type of movies. She's done so well in the past. Now she's in, what is she doing? She's doing shit comedies like this that takes a pretty girl like her and just puts her career down the drain. Let's go to the next one. Alright, number 6. This is a film that I saw. The only redeeming... I was really that close on walking out, but as soon as I saw the booby, I was content on watching it some more. But that doesn't help the fact that this movie was a parody of a film that was already shitty to begin with. But you know what? Not only was it so overused with words, of swear words, But the jokes were so fucking horrible that this movie was just downright racist, obnoxious, to the point where I was literally gonna walk out. But this film was so fucking horrible. Like, come on. No more of these type of spoofs, especially from the Marlon Brothers. No, these guys cannot make a fucking movie worth of anything. 50 Shades of Black. The pretty girl, I forgot what her name was, who played in the film, who wanted to meet with, the sexual guy, whatever. So basically, she gets all these spankings from the wood, and all of a sudden, when it comes to the whip, boom. It hurts her. The fuck? Seriously! But overall, this is a film that was just completely pathetic. Oh, by the way, this movie, other references that they made, I felt so sad. I felt so bad that they had to do a stupid spoof of Whiplash. A genius film, and they made a spoof of Whiplash. Oh. No more. 50 Shades of Black is my number 6. This film was fucking horrible. One of the worst parodies I've ever seen. Let's just move on to the top 5. Alright, number 5. Down to the final 5 of this worst list. Oh boy, when I have these number 5, when I had all these 5 movies together, it was just deadlocked. Like, it was just deadlocked and nothing's over top them. My number 5 is an unnecessary sequel. When people said, oh, the first movie was good, but to me it wasn't good. It was just borderline obnoxious. Yeah, take a drink how many times I say obnoxious throughout this whole thing, because that's the key word to say about most of these movies. But anyways, continuing on, this film was unnecessary, and so much bullshit that was just fucking pathetic. Starting off with the death of Justin Bieber, who got killed. Then you got the duck lips. You got the fucking guy dressed as a cow and going moo. Then you got a man getting pregnant. Also, a shitload of cameos that was just completely pointless. Willie Nelson, Katy Perry, and a bunch of others. I forgot who the cameos were because it's been that long since I've seen it. Then you got, and pretty much the whole film itself, Derek Zoolander is supposed to get with his son, yada yada yada, rescue his buddy Owen Wilson or whatever the fuck it was, trying to get back into the fashion industry. Yeah, this film was a complete and utter mess. Zoolander 2. Let's just continue on. Alright, my number 4. And this is a film that surprises me a lot, that people actually have this on their best list. I mean, if you're into this type of shit, especially saying, oh, okay, this is the most fucked up, and I'm going to be a fucking asshole for this case because I can't understand it whatsoever. Oh my god, this is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen, yet I understand what they were doing. You're saying it's fucked up, yet you're mesmerized by it. I'm sorry. To me, when I saw this, I was downright sickened to my stomach seeing a guy named Nicholas Winding Refn, who is a sickening and despising, repulsive director who made one of the most repulsive movies I've ever seen that was just discriminating to pretty much a human's mind in general, yet people admired it, yet I don't understand it whatsoever because this film was fucking pathetic. I'm talking about the Neon Demon. Oh, it's supposed to center around the fashion industry, what it's about. Bullshit! You got necrophilia, you got cannibalism, you got... Well, those are the two main things I can say. Oh, we're going to eat this person alive because he's dead, we eat his eyeball. We're going to have sex with a dead body. You seriously think that I'm going to put that shit I saw in a movie in my best list? I don't think so. By the way, no, I don't play for its metaphorical shit. I watched the movie as what it was, and what I saw was a complete utter mess of a film that made no sense, that centered around nothing. Oh, the fashion industry, what it's supposed to be about. It doesn't center around it. The meaning of this film, no meaning. It was just a movie that was staked for the shock. It was just a movie that was just for the state of shock, just for the state of shock value. That's it. I still want to know what people saw in this film. I won't get it at all, nor I'm even going to bother wondering what people saw. If you liked it, then good for you. I hated it. Let's go to number 3. You want your goddamn candy bar? You want your goddamn candy bar? You want your goddamn candy bar, you cocksucking motherfucker. You see this right here? Oh, wait, no. Here's your goddamn candy bar right here. By the way, what is your favorite beverage? My favorite beverage I like to serve to you is a nice cup of fruit punch! Another unnecessary film, and I saw at least 2 people had this on the best list. I was left in awe because this film was so fucking unnecessary. So much bullshit of an incident that'll never happen in real life, and yet I don't fucking understand what it is that people saw, and fuck this movie! I'm talking about the Purge election year. It's okay, 24 hours. You're allowed to get away with every crime, including murder. Why can't you say all crime is legal? No cops for 24 hours. People from International come around and bam, you just, thought it'd be nice to kill everyone just for no reason. This is shit that would never happen in real life. This was so fucking pathetic. The one girl who kept saying, I want my goddamn candy bar. I want my goddamn candy bar. I want my goddamn candy bar. I'll give you a goddamn candy bar right with my fucking fist. Yeah, I'll give you my candy bar right here with a nice cup of fruit punch. This film was complete pathetic. I was fucking pissed. This movie, when I saw this movie of all the bullshit that was going on, words cannot explain. I was mentally and physically sick to my stomach to the point where I had to leave for a little while and get some fresh air because I was fucking sick to my stomach seeing this movie because of what it was meaning. I was fucking appalled. I was so fucking. I was so fucking upset. I was so fucking sick to my stomach seeing a movie like this. I'm never going to bother seeing these films again because they were just completely horrible, and this film was horrible at its finest. Number 3 was The Purge election. I take my jacket off because I do that in honor. It's just like bow my head. I take my jacket off and give my regards, apologies, my sorrow, regrets, and feeling bad because as soon as I got to the theater seeing this, I was crying my eyes out because as the nostalgia guy that I am, who loves classic films and Ghostbusters being a franchise movies, a franchise, a whole trend that I grew up with as a child, seeing this being remade. It just killed me inside. It really did. Literally, this took the name Ghostbusters and just said a big fuck you. That's what this remake did. Yeah, Ghostbusters, the remake, is my number 2 worst film of the year. The cameos, they pulled a vacation with this movie. They pulled a vacation. What I mean is they took some of the best characters from the original Ghostbusters and put them as old, sad, depressing individuals. And by the way, at the final act where they had the ghost, they only had one ghost. You don't kill ghosts. You capture them. You don't kill them. That's what they did. All the characters were obnoxious up the ass. They were completely and utterly pathetic. Chris Hemsworth, my dear God, he wasn't funny, and him as the villain was completely weak. This definitely took the meaning of Ghostbusters and just said a big fuck you. That's exactly what it did. And by the way, I'm going to say this right now about this film. This was some horrible, horrible CGI, and there was nothing entertaining about this film whatsoever. It was just complete modern day bullshit. That's all it was. My number 1. The ultimate shit stain of them all. The ultimate all-time shit stain of the year. This is not even a movie. It is a complete abomination to my mental state. This is an abomination to mankind in general. This is an abomination to everything. And this is a film that I can't understand what people would even want to see in it, yet it's just fucking horrible. I mean, horrible is an understatement word to say. This movie is garbage. This film is pathetic. This film is just a disaster. Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, who I respect a lot as an actor, but him playing as this overly obnoxious, talking about fucking a college girl after his wife died. You have a narcissistic bimbo bitch who Zac Efron was supposed to marry. You got Pam, who's a drug dealer. You got these 2 cops who let out a drug dealer over someone who didn't do nothing because Pam had some pills or whatnot. And this, again, shit that would never happen in person. You also got the Bumblebee scene where a little kid, the other side shows a kid who's trying to touch the Bumblebee and Zac Efron, and there's so many things that happen in this movie that just almost made me walk out. So anyways, continuing on about this film, again, after his wife died, Zac Efron catches him masturbating. Seriously, I thought he'd be upset, but no. He just wants to fuck college chicks. That's all this movie was. And by the way, not only was he narcissistic of talking about fucking college girl, which that all this movie was, he was racist and homophobic up the ass. And boy, it was such a discrimination to that in general. So fucking downright hurtful. This movie was completely and utterly pathetic. I'm talking about Dirty Grandpa. There's still a little bit more left in there. So yeah, this film was completely and utterly pathetic at its finest. I shouldn't say at its finest, at its worst. That's the right term to say. But what else is there to go say? Yeah, this movie was a complete and utter pathetic trash. That's all it was. And at the end of the movie, he has some spoiling. He fucks a college chick, and that's it. What a horrible, horrible ending. Just shows him coming in her out or whatever. Horrible. And you got the, speaking of college girl, you got this obnoxious girl who's, flirting with everyone and, you know, trying to get something. That's it. And boy, she was overly so obnoxious and so fucking pathetic. Oh, goddamn. There's so many more things I can talk about. Pam, who's literally one of the worst characters ever, who's a drug dealer. Oh, also the show-off contest, yeah, the bros, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's pathetic. I got nothing more to say. So, you know what? That's going to have to conclude for my worst films of the year. So, you know what? That's going to have to do it. So, stay tuned for the best, as where the other Mr. Garrison will be himself. So, stay tuned for the best.